Chosen one, there is a sound that cannot be ignored, the ticking of a clock that grows louder with each passing moment. It is not the ordinary rhythm of time. It is sharper, more urgent, carrying a weight that presses against your spirit. You know it when you feel it. The air tightens, the atmosphere shifts, and suddenly every second feels more costly than the last. This is not imagination. This is the window of opportunity, the fleeting passage where destiny leans close and offers you a choice. But as it opens, it also warns, because windows do not stay open forever. They close, often faster than expected, and once they do, the chance they carried is gone, never to return in the same way again. That is why I ask you to stay with this message until the very end. Watch fully, breathe deeply into what is being spoken, and write in the comments your warmest wishes with 777. Because this moment is not only about what is happening around you, it is about what is happening within you. Wishes carry power, and when aligned with urgency, they release a surge of energy into the universe. Tonight, your wishes are not idle thoughts. They are keys, signals, commands to the unseen forces shaping your life. Write them down, seal them with your faith, and let them ignite the path that is opening before you. The danger is not in missing the signs, it is in hesitating once you recognize them. Life does not wait for hesitation. The opportunity that lingers before you right now is alive, but it is also fragile. It is like a flame flickering in the wind. It can ignite into a roaring fire if you move quickly, but it can also extinguish in an instant if you delay. That is why everything inside of you feels restless, why sleep refuses to come, why the ordinary feels unbearable. This restlessness is not weakness. It is your spirit warning you that the window is narrowing. Think back to the times you hesitated before. Times when you knew what needed to be done, when the signal was clear, when the door was open, but fear, doubt, or comfort held you back. What happened? The window closed. The moment passed. And though other opportunities came later, they were not the same. They carried different lessons, different paths, but not the one you were meant to seize in that exact season. This is the cost of hesitation. It steals what cannot be duplicated. Right now, the universe is arranging itself in a way that will not repeat. The timing of this alignment is precise, born of every decision you have made, every challenge you have endured, every whisper you have followed. And yet all of it leads here, to this window, this passage, this narrowing opening, where you must decide. If you move, doors will swing wide, open doors some wide, and paths you never imagined will unfold. But if you pause too long, if you convince yourself to wait, the current will shift, and what was meant for you in this moment will pass on. Urgency does not always appear dramatic. Sometimes it looks ordinary. A sudden thought that will not leave you, an unexpected message, a quiet stirring in your chest. These signals are subtle but powerful. They are the knocks of destiny at your door. And when destiny knocks, it does not linger. It waits for your response. To ignore it is to answer with silence, and silence is the same as refusal. You may be asking yourself if you are ready. Readiness is not the issue. Destiny does not wait for you to feel prepared. It calls you when the time is right, even if your heart is trembling. Feeling unprepared is not a sign that you cannot act. It is a sign that you must, because action itself creates readiness. The leap itself builds the wings. The step itself makes the path appear. If you wait to feel ready, the window will close while you are still convincing yourself to move. This moment is not asking for perfection, it is asking for decision. It is asking whether you will trust the signals you feel or dismiss them as nothing. It is asking whether you will act in courage or retreat into hesitation. And the truth is this, whatever choice you make will mark you. If you move now, the night will shift, doors will align, and opportunities will multiply. If you delay, you will carry the weight of regret, not because the universe abandoned you, but because you chose silence when destiny was speaking loudest. So hear this clearly. The window is open now, but not for long. The clock is striking, the air is tightening, and the choice is pressing into your chest. Do not wait for another confirmation. You have already received enough. Do not look for another sign. You are living in one. Act now and the future will honor your courage. Delay and you will spend years trying to rebuild what could have been sealed in a single moment. The window narrows more with every heartbeat, and though nothing in the physical world may seem different, your spirit knows the truth. There is a pressure rising within you, an urgency that refuses to be silenced. It is the same energy that wakes you in the night without explanation, the same feeling that stirs when you consider waiting just one more day. That stirring is not coincidence, it is the warning that time is thinning, and with it the chance to align with something greater than yourself. The longer you stand still, the more you notice how quickly opportunities fade. They do not collapse with a loud crash, they slip away quietly, unnoticed until the silence they leave becomes unbearable. That is why hesitation feels safe in the moment but costly afterward. It promises comfort but delivers regret. The truth is, windows of opportunity rarely close with dramatic force, they close softly. And by the time you realize it, what was once within reach is already gone. Tonight, however, the signals will not let you rest. They repeat, they multiply, they echo until you cannot ignore them. A phrase you hear again and again, a number that keeps appearing, a sudden chance that feels perfectly timed. These are not accidents, they are confirmations. And with every confirmation, the weight on your shoulders grows heavier, not to crush you, but to push you forward. This heaviness is not a punishment, it is a summons. It is the universe leaning in, demanding an answer. But there is danger in overthinking. Overthinking is the thief of timing. It convinces you that analyzing longer will create certainty, when in reality, certainty never comes before action. The only certainty you will ever feel comes after you move. The leap makes the wings appear, the step makes the ground rise to meet you. Without motion, there is no proof. Without proof, there is only speculation, and speculation cannot carry you through a closing window. You already know what hesitation costs. Look back for a moment. Remember the times you delayed, the doors that closed, the seasons that slipped by while you waited for the perfect sign. None of those opportunities returned in the same way. Some doors remained shut forever. Others opened again, but differently, carrying lessons instead of blessings. This is the nature of life. What is missed cannot always be recovered. And the window before you now is not just another chance. It is a rare alignment. To miss it would be to lose something far larger than you realize in this moment. Do not confuse this urgency with fear. Fear tells you that you are not ready, that moving too quickly will break you. Urgency, however, tells you that what is ready is waiting for you, but not indefinitely. Fear paralyzes. Urgency propels. One keeps you chained to cycles you have outgrown. The other calls you into a future that has been waiting for your arrival. Learn to distinguish between the two, and you will never again be misled by hesitation disguised as safety. It is in this narrowing window that clarity begins to sharpen. The distractions that once demanded your attention fall quiet. The noise of other people's opinions fades. The only thing that grows louder is the pull in your chest. The undeniable knowing that the time to move is now. If you ignore it, the silence will grow painful. If you answer it, momentum will take over and the universe will shift to meet you halfway. Remember, opportunity does not wait for convenience. It does not appear when you feel perfectly prepared. It arrives when alignment is right, whether you feel ready or not. That is why you're being called now, even though you may still feel uncertain. Uncertainty is not a barrier, it is a sign you are standing in front of something greater than you. If you felt fully comfortable, it would mean the window was too small to matter. The discomfort you feel proves the magnitude of what lies beyond, so let go of the illusion that tomorrow will offer you more than tonight. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges, its own lessons, its own distractions. But the opening before you now will not wait for them to pass. This is a rare moment carved out of time where everything aligns for a single choice. Move now and the path will expand. Delay and the window will close quietly, leaving you to wonder what could have been. The clock is ticking louder. The air is heavy with urgency. You already know what needs to be done. Do not waste another second waiting for permission. The window is closing, and once it seals shut, it will not return in the same form again. Step through while it is open, and the future will unfold in ways hesitation could never give you. The narrowing window does not remain subtle forever. There comes a point where its pressure sharpens into something undeniable, as though the very air around you is vibrating with urgency. Every second feels heavier, as though it carries more consequence than the last. You sense it deep in your body, the pull, the tightening, the undeniable knowing that what you do in this moment will echo far beyond tonight. This is not ordinary urgency, this is destiny, knocking at full force, daring you to answer. The challenge is that when the window narrows to its thinnest, fear grows the loudest. Fear rises like a shadow, reminding you of every mistake you've made, every opportunity you've wasted, every time you've chosen wrongly in the past. It tries to drown out the pull in your chest with accusations. You are not ready. You will fail. You are too late. These voices are not truth. They are distractions. Their only purpose is to keep you frozen, to keep you from moving while the window closes. And the longer you listen, the faster time slips away. This moment is not about whether fear exists. Fear will always exist in the presence of transformation. This moment is about whether you allow fear to dictate your choice. Fear demands stillness. Courage demands action. And in this narrowing space, courage is not loud, it is quiet but steady. The simple act of stepping forward even while your heart pounds. That step is all that matters. That step is what separates those who seize destiny from those who watch it pass by. The energy of this moment may also bring back visions, memories, and doubts from your past. Old failures may replay in your mind, haunting you with the question, what if you waste this chance too? But those memories are not curses, they are reminders. Reminders that you have learned, reminders that you have survived, reminders that even when you thought it was over before, you made it through. They do not exist to paralyze you tonight. They exist to prove that you are capable of walking through this fire again, only stronger this time. The narrowing window has a way of making the world around you blur. Distractions lose their color. Familiar comforts lose their warmth. Nothing feels the same because you are being forced to focus on what truly matters. This sharpening of vision is not punishment, it is alignment. It is the universe stripping away everything irrelevant so that you can see clearly what is at stake. You may not see every detail of the path ahead, but you see enough to know this: the time is now and waiting is no longer an option. At this stage, hesitation is the most dangerous enemy, not fear, not opposition, not the opinions of others. Hesitation. Hesitation is the thief of destiny because it convinces you to pause just long enough for the window to close, and once it closes, there is no guarantee it will open again in the same way. Yes, new opportunities may come, but none like this. None with the same timing, the same alignment, the same potential. This is why the pressure feels unbearable. It is not there to break you, it is there to push you through before it is too late. You may feel alone in this decision, and in many ways you are. No one else can step through this window for you. Others may encourage you, others may doubt you, others may even try to hold you back, but none of them can decide. Only you can. And that is why this moment feels so isolating, yet so sacred. It is your spirit standing face to face with destiny, and only your choice will mark the future. Do not underestimate what a single act of courage can do. It may feel small, almost insignificant compared to the weight you feel pressing on you, but that single step will shift everything. The window responds to action. The moment you move, the pressure transforms into momentum. The heaviness becomes fuel. The fear becomes silence. But only action can unlock that shift. Without action, the window shrinks until it is gone. The truth is, you already know what to do. Deep inside, there is no question. You have felt the pull, seen the signs, experienced the alignment. You do not lack clarity. You only battle with the comfort of waiting. But waiting is no longer safe. Waiting is the same as closing the window yourself. And if you choose to wait, you will live with the echo of what could have been. That is why this moment demands courage. Not because you are weak, but because you are stronger than you realize, strong enough to choose now. So when the pressure grows unbearable, when the weight of decision presses on your chest, do not retreat, do not wait for another sign. Do not ask for another confirmation, you have already been given enough. The signals have spoken, the pull has intensified, the window is almost gone. Step forward now and the future will seal itself in your favor. The night has reached its most intense point. The air itself feels heavier, as if every breath carries the weight of decision. The signals that once whispered now roar in your spirit. The window of opportunity is so narrow that hesitation could close it completely at any moment. You feel the urgency pressing from every side, urging you to move before it disappears forever. And even though the world outside appears unchanged, something within you knows beyond doubt, this is the final chance. At this stage, the resistance is greatest. Darkness does not release its grip easily. It pushes harder now, filling your mind with second-guessing, flooding your thoughts with what-ifs. What if you move too quickly and fail? What if you choose wrongly? What if you are not ready after all? These questions are not truth, they are distractions. They are the last desperate attempts to paralyze you, to keep you frozen until the moment slips away. And the danger is not in the questions themselves, but in the time they consume. Because every second you spend wrestling with them is a second closer to the closing of the window. This is the final battle between fear and courage, not in dramatic clashes, but in the stillness of your decision. The enemy is not outside, it is hesitation inside. And the choice is simple, though not easy. Act or lose the chance forever. This is why your chest feels so heavy, why your spirit feels stretched almost to breaking. It is because you are standing at the line between what was and what could be. The longer you wait, the more unbearable the pressure becomes, but the moment you move, the weight will shift, and the opening will carry you forward. The danger of this stage is believing that another chance will come exactly like this one. It is comforting to tell yourself that if you miss it tonight, another window will open tomorrow. But this is the lie of hesitation. Yes, opportunities may appear again, but not like this, not with this timing, not with this alignment. Every window is unique, shaped by countless choices, events, and alignments that cannot be repeated. To miss this one is to lose something irreplaceable. That is why everything feels so final, so sharp, so urgent. Because it is. You may feel completely alone in this moment. Even those who support you cannot step through this window for you. Encouragement can surround you, but only your action will matter. That isolation is part of the part of the design. Destiny demands that you own this decision fully, without leaning on the strength of others. It must be your step, your choice, your courage. Only then will the future truly belong to you. There is a paradox here. The fear you feel is proof that you are in the right place. If this moment did not matter, fear would not fight you so hard. If this decision carried no weight, the resistance would not be so fierce. Fear is always loudest right before the breakthrough. Recognize it for what it is, a signal, not a stop sign. Let it remind you that you are close, closer than ever, to something that will reshape your life forever. This is the threshold moment. On one side is the life you have known, safe, familiar, but stagnant. On the other side is the unknown, uncertain, risky, but alive with possibility. The window is the bridge between the two, but it will not remain open. To cross, you must step now, and once you do, you will not return to the same ground again. That is the power of this night. It separates the old chapter from the new with a line that cannot be erased. The weight of hesitation may still whisper that waiting feels safer, but safety is an illusion. Waiting will not preserve the opportunity, it will destroy it. The only true safety is in action, because action aligns you with the momentum of destiny. Even a trembling step forward is more powerful than standing still with confidence. What matters is movement. What matters is choosing before the silence of delay seals the opening shut. As the window narrows further, the signals grow undeniable. You see them in the way your spirit leaps at certain thoughts, in the way doors align unexpectedly, in the way your inner voice refuses to let you rest. These are confirmations, final reminders that you are not imagining this. The opportunity is real, the timing is real, and the choice before you is real. Ignore them, and you will regret it for years. Honor them, and you will never forget the night you decided to act. This is the final call. Not tomorrow, not later, not when it feels convenient, now. Every heartbeat is a reminder that the window is shrinking, every breath is a countdown. If you act, the future will expand in ways you cannot yet imagine. If you wait, the silence that follows will echo with what could have been. The decision is in your hands, but the moment will not last. The silence grows sharper, almost unbearable, as if the air itself is counting down. Every second feels like it carries the weight of an entire season, compressing years of possibilities into the narrowest sliver of time. The window before you is nearly closed, and the pull in your chest is stronger than it has ever been. You know this is not an ordinary feeling. It is destiny's final warning, the last call before opportunity disappears. The tension pressing on you is not meant to paralyze, it is meant to propel, but only you can decide whether to let it break you or carry you forward. This is the stage where everything intensifies, the resistance peaks, the doubts scream louder. The urge to wait for just a little more certainty grows almost overwhelming. But you already know the truth. More time will not bring more clarity. Clarity comes after action, never before. Waiting longer will not make this moment safer, it will only close the window completely. That is why hesitation feels so seductive right now. It pretends to offer comfort when, in reality, it is trying to rob you of everything you have been preparing for. Think of the path that led here. Every pain, every lesson, every sleepless night, they were all leading you to this crossing point. None of it was wasted, none of it meaningless. Every scar was shaping you for a moment like this. And now, after all that survival, the cost of hesitation would be far greater than the cost of risk. To step forward trembling is still victory. To stand still now is defeat. That is how final this moment is. The window does not close with violence. It closes quietly like a flame suffocating in the dark. And that is why so many miss it. They expect some dramatic sign when in truth, the silence itself is the sign. If you wait too long, the heaviness will fade, not because the opportunity has shifted in your favor, but because it has already moved on. That dull emptiness, that sense of something missing is what remains when the window is gone. And once it is gone, you cannot bring it back. Another may come someday, but it will not be this one. So here, in these final moments, you must ask yourself, do you truly want to spend years replaying this night in your mind, wondering what could have been? Or do you want to remember it as the night you acted, the night you stepped forward, the night you refused to let hesitation dictate your future? Because what you decide now will echo through everything that follows. This is not exaggeration, this is the reality of destiny. It is important to understand that the step required of you is not always grand. Sometimes it is small, almost invisible to others. But size does not matter. Obedience does. The act of moving, of choosing, of stepping forward in alignment with what you know inside is enough to shift everything. The universe does not wait for perfection. It waits for decision. And when you decide, everything around you realigns to meet that choice. That is the power of action in the final moments. You may still feel afraid, but fear is not proof that you are unready. Fear is proof that this matters. If it did not matter, fear would not fight so hard to hold you still. Recognize the fear as confirmation that you are standing at the edge of transformation. Let its presence remind you of the magnitude of what you are about to gain, not of the risk of losing it. The risk is not in moving forward, the risk is in staying behind. This is not a rehearsal. It will not repeat in the same way, and when the window closes, the opportunity it carried will be sealed in the past. You cannot drag it into tomorrow. You cannot call it back once it is gone. You must decide now. Every part of you already knows this. The signals have been clear. The heaviness has been undeniable. The countdown is nearly finished. All that is left is for you to step. And when you do, the world will shift. The weight that feels unbearable will dissolve into momentum. The silence that feels suffocating will turn into clarity. The doubt that screams so loudly will collapse into silence. Everything will change the moment you move. That is the paradox of these closing seconds. They feel impossible until you take them, and then they reveal themselves as the simplest step you ever could have made. Do not let the window close with you standing still. Do not give hesitation the power to decide your future. You have survived too much, endured too long, and waited with too much hope to let this moment slip by. Step forward now, and the closing window will not trap you. It will release you. Step forward now, and this moment will not haunt you. It will mark you. Step forward now, and the future will not be built on regret, but on courage. The time is almost gone. Move while it is still yours to move. The silence around you deepens, as though even time itself is holding its breath, waiting to see what you will decide. The window has narrowed to its final sliver, and the weight in your chest is no longer just pressure. It has become a command. You can feel the urgency in your bones, the sense that this exact alignment of circumstances, signals, and energy will never return again. Every fibre of your being whispers that this is it, the final chance before the moment slips forever into the past. There is no louder call than the one that comes in the stillness of endings. It does not arrive with thunder, but with the sharp clarity of silence. You realize in this moment that destiny rarely shouts, it waits. And when it waits, it does not wait forever. That is what makes tonight different. This is not simply another opportunity, it is the culmination of everything that has been pressing on you for months, perhaps even years. The lessons, the pain, the waiting, the tests, all of it has led you to this threshold. To hesitate now would be to undo the meaning of everything that brought you here. The closing of the window is not meant to terrify you, it is meant to sharpen you. It forces you to strip away excuses, to silence the distractions, and to confront the raw truth of what you truly want. And as the seconds slip by, you begin to realize that clarity has already been given to you. The signals have been too clear, the weight too real, the alignment too exact. The only thing left is courage. Not clarity, not permission, courage. That is what separates those who seize their moment from those who spend their lives wondering what might have been. As you stand here, you can almost feel the presence of every version of yourself watching. The child who dreamed, the one who failed, the one who hoped again, the one who nearly gave up. All of them gather within you, waiting to see whether you will honor the struggle they endured. This decision is not just about the future, it is about redemption for the past. It is about proving to every broken version of yourself that none of their pain was wasted, that all of it was preparation for this one step. The fear is still there, of course. It clings to you, whispering that perhaps waiting would be safer. But by now, you see it clearly for what it is, a final attempt to rob you of what belongs to you. The fear does not mean you are weak. It means you are close. Fear always screams loudest before it dies. Let its voice remind you that breakthrough is near, that you are seconds away from the shift you have been longing for. In this final moment, the weight transforms. It no longer feels like something crushing you, but like something pulling you forward. The silence no longer feels suffocating, but sacred. You realize that this is not just about making a decision, it is about stepping into alignment with who you were always meant to be. The window has not been closing to punish you, it has been closing to protect you, to force you into urgency so that you could not delay your destiny any longer. And when you finally step forward, something happens. The heaviness breaks, the silence lifts, the fear collapses. It is as if the entire atmosphere shifts in an instant and you are no longer standing on the same ground. You realize then that the window was never just about opportunity, it was about transformation. By choosing to act, you did not just seize a chance, you became someone new, someone who can no longer be held by the chains that once bound you. The The moment you step, the future begins to rearrange itself around you. Paths open that were invisible before, conversations align, doors unlock,